Hello, everybody. I want to give you a quick run through of how to use Genius, which is kind of a pretty cool way to upload specific documents to the web and then annotate them. So notice that Genius actually has a lot of different categories here, and history actually is one of the categories. I've already taken the time to make an educator account, so I am actually already logged in here. I'm pretty sure that even without an educator account, you can go ahead and do the functionality of uploading an example document and annotating it. But I did ask for an educator account, and that does give me a little bit more that I can actually do. So let me model how to add something to Genius. Up here on the right, you can see it says create. So right now I'm going to hit create. And I'm going to get the interface where I can actually create a text that can be annotated. My example is going to be a relatively unknown text called The Instructions from the London Company to the First Settlers. It's also sometimes called The Instructions for the Virginia Colony. And as you can see, it's from November 1606. It's got source areas, it's actually sourced a lot of different places on the web. In this case, I just wanted to make sure that I had a reputable source. If you are looking for something to put in here, don't feel like, as an example, you need to do something quite this big. This actually has 2 pages. I'm just going to do 1 page as a selection. The Avalon Project is a pretty cool place to go too. So depending on whether you do world history or American history or some other kind of history, you can probably find some kind of a document here. And this is pretty reputable, as you can imagine. It's from Yale Law School. So I'm actually going to do a selection from this document in Genius. So I'm just going to copy in the title here. I can get it highlighted correctly. Go back here to Genius. Title goes here. I'm going to just mark that this is a selection since it's not really the whole thing. And I'm going to pop back again. There are multiple ways of describing who the author is. We're just going to call this the Virginia Company of London as the author. Pop that right there. Notice that what Genius does is it tries to see if there's something like this already so that you don't actually have a duplicate. And they don't officially call them documents yet. They still call them songs. But that's all right. It still works. So I can add additional metadata, and my text goes in here. So I'm just going to grab the very first page of the document, copy, and then in Genius paste. And then I'm going to make sure at the top, because I actually didn't do this the last time, I'm going to make sure I choose history as the primary tag, and then I'm going to submit. Takes just a minute. If by chance you wanted to give instructions to students that were audio or video, you can see there's a link up here. So you could describe what to do to students there, and that would actually be added up there at the top. Here is my selection. As you can see, I can Facebook, tweet, embed it in a web page, edit the text. I can also, if you mess something up, the delete is actually right here, or lock. I think if I'm giving this to students, I have a way to lock it if I want to. Here is all my text, and this is probably a pretty good text to choose because, as you can see, the English is a little bit bizarre. So if I wanted to add some kind of an annotation, on the upper right here, you can see it kind of clues you into what kind of thing people like to have as annotations. And then, of course, it also suggests some other ones. So I'm going to go down here. I often like to use this document to talk about how, on the eve of the discovery, or on the eve of the settlement of Jamestown, that the English were still looking for a way to reach Asia by actually sailing through navigable rivers in North America. And this is, of course, known. As you can see, I highlighted what I wanted to annotate, and it says, say something interesting. This clearly shows English interest in finding a northwest passage to Asia. Okay, and that's a great example of an annotation. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm taking the text of this particular document, and I'm taking a selection of it, and then I'm connecting it to something in the wider world. So connecting is an important historical thinking process. I can also, if I wanted to, add an image. So perhaps some sort of a map would be good there. And then all I really need to do to go on is hit save. And now you can see that that particular zone is highlightable. So if someone got to this and they clicked in it, that they can actually see what's here. Notice that these things can be upvoted or downvoted, which is kind of interesting because it's possible for students to actually offer peer review. So I want to show you this tool because so far it is really showing some great possibilities. This Genius also, as of right now, is kind of still developing this educator arm, so I'm kind of thinking that this will actually get more functionality in the future. So as usual, if you need any help with this, just feel free to contact me. Thanks very much.